So we're the Tenderloin Opera Company. We're based in Providence, Rhode Island. This is our 11th season. We meet once a week and we tell stories of homelessness in Rhode Island through writing and music, writing songs, and then we do little productions every year.
LAPD is a beautiful organization that helps the people on Skid Row. We work together. We're doing a play. We do a lot of things for trying to get housing for the homeless, and they just do so much.
So yeah, we got East Coast, West Coast, someone from the middle. Want to tell who zAmya is?
We are zAmya Theater Project. zAmya is Sanskrit for aiming at peace. We've been around since 2004, and we do pretty much the same as Tenderloin and LAPD. We put people, the homeless, the housed, and non-housed together. We do workshops, we build plays.
I feel it's very important that we're here all together to talk about the issues about drugs, and alcohol is a main factor as well. Crystal meth, I asked a lot of people because I don't know much about it. I heard sometimes you could take it and you can go right to sleep, and some people can stay up forever. It has a sensation for sex. It has a lot of things that it affects your life about. But when something consumes your body, it takes over. And some people don't know what to do after that. They feel downhearted, low down, ashamed, remorse. And people that have money that's not on it can supply the people that's on it. And once they get on it, it becomes a whole for both of them and the people around them in the party and with the drinking and different stuff. And a lot of people said it also have ruined a lot of families, a lot of relationships. And it just breaks my heart to know that, because I know what other drugs can do to a family and a mother's child that she's so concerned about. They can definitely get help in any given situations that they're in with that stuff. And they don't have to continue to be on it, and they don't have to die on it. They don't have to ruin their life, and they don't really, for real, have to start on it because they feel lost or confused, and then someone turns you on to something like that, a drug. You can say, no, I can't take this ride. I slept in the doorway for 8 years, and I was on drugs and alcohol myself, and I was miserable, and I needed help, and I never thought I would get help until one time a person came and they helped me. And I've been clean and sober for 28 years, 26, one day at a time. It's not easy, but everybody wants to be clean and sober, but sometimes we take the wrong path for different reasons. I was reading something about Whitney Houston and her song, and I'd like to say it. The words are so powerful, and it says, you can count on me through thick and thin, a friendship that will never end. When you are weak, I will be strong, helping you carry on. Call on me. I will be there. Don't be afraid. Please believe me when I say you can count on me. I see it's hurting you. I can feel the pain. It's hard to see the sun shine through the rain. Oh, I know sometimes it seems as though it will never end. But you get through it. Just don't give in, because you can. And if you need help, get help. Because someone there, out there in this big world, will hear your story and feel your pain, and they will help you overcome. I know if they did it for me, they can do it for you. Just don't be afraid to yell out for help. And know that you are loved, no matter what.
I just lost my niece. She committed suicide because she was into drugs and she was into alcoholism. I wish I was closer to her. I would have helped her. She would have had somebody to talk to. I think people just have a lot of pain. They just opt to self-medicate their pain. And it could get very lonely. And I tell people, please be kind and nice to other people because nobody knows what battles other people are fighting. No one knows.
You can walk by somebody on the they're laying down the streets, and you just walk by. It's like, it's not my problem. You know what it is? It is my problem because that person has a right to be self-sufficient if they want to, but they need a little help sometimes. And the piece of poetry I wrote is called "Recovery from the Demons." Recovery from the demons. It's been a struggle. When on the streets, it's going out of control because there's no plan or focus there. Little by little, the price will be your soul. Every one of us has the power of choice. So in a world of illusion, there's some reason. When will the powers to be get a clue when it's time to clear our heads out for a season? Recovery from the demons, there's a task ahead. It's when the doctors, lobbyists, and the public get together, despite the economy we have, to attempt to cure the ills that makes us sick. That then takes a lot of dedication to mentor those who don't have a clue, to point those in a direction to help and assist. That therefore falls not only on me, but all of you. But detoxification is going to be tough. Indeed it is. But with faith and hope, it's not an impossibility. It's to put down that bottle or even that needle. Recovery from the demons can be a reality. Thank you.
I see people all the time, every day, and I walk around and see how they can dress up and keep themselves up and stuff like that. And I can respect people like that, even in their addiction, because if they could do that, that was something that I couldn't do, and I didn't do. I call myself a town crier, being the activist that I am, and I be talking to people now. Some of them get to thinking I'm better than everybody else too, but I be telling them the way I stopped smoking crack and the way I got my place. I've been in my house for 20 years now. My little story is about the episode of me stopping smoking crack. I got a little testimony about it, and I'd like to bring it on. Here it is. When I was a crack addict, I was in and out and in and out and in and out of jail all the time, out of prison. But this one time I got out, but this one time I was getting out, and I did. And I was sitting at the bus stop in front of the prison with two other guys waiting on the bus that would take us to the bus station that would take me into LA. The bus didn't come. Counselor from the prison come driving out the prison going home, and he asked us, what were we doing there? No good bus. The bus didn't come. So he says, get on in the car here. I'll take you down to to the station where you can get on the bus and go to LA. So we jumped into the car, and he asked each one of us, all three of us, what were we going to do when we get out of prison? What was our plans? And the two other guys, they was explaining to him how they were going to stay off of drugs and don't go to prison no more. But me, I didn't have no plan. My plan was for me to take my $200 gate money and spend it on crack. So he took us to the bus station, and the bus station took us over to LA over at 7 in Alameda. And I got off the bus and was going through the parking lot, and I was immediately approached by a dealer who assured me that he had what I need. I surprised the hell out of myself when I say not interested, and I kept on walking and I kept on not being interested. And I have never smoked crack again in my life. Thank you very much.
Myra, did your daughter ever get free from it?
Yeah, she's very free from it for
And she's doing well.
4 years. For 4 years, yeah. She ended up on Skid Row, and then she got into SRO, 2 SROs on Skid Row, you know, in and out of jail and all that stuff. And now
Oh, so she had to go through hell and back to get
Yeah.
sober, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is called Life with Meth a long time ago. Most people think it will be just one time, but that's not the way it works. Otherwise, if it were the case, there would not be such a big problem with drug addiction. It can lead to a dangerous habit. And when it does, it can be every month, then every day. And eventually, it'll pretty much take hold of your life. It's really sad when you know what it's like to go through all that and have that feeling of being trapped in your mind, that the feeling is your reality. But at the time, you don't realize what effects going on around you and inside you, yourself, your feelings, your mentality, and your soul. They're all becoming closed in your own insulated world. It's like a numbness surrounding you when it gets that bad. It's just such a struggle. When you get pulled out of that world of madness and chaos, the world you have created, and thrown into a world that you have desperately tried to escape, it's a big blow to your brain of reality. It's very mind-boggling to see people close to you going through all this or heading in that direction. Most of them don't even know it. The vice grip meth has on their brain and their body. All you're left in the end with is the emotional and physical damage that you have brought on yourself. Not many of my friends came out okay or even alive, but like myself and others, we're struggling to make it through every moment, every day. We are left with severe depression, internal damage with much medication to top it off. Drugs cause damage to the brain. For example, the doctors told me I'm left with damage to my nervous system because of severe meth use I once had. And I'm the one who's also left with internal damage. It's not just the physical and mental damage that is so bad, it's a loss of one's soul that got sucked in and never came out of the abyss. There is hope. The soul was not lost. When I found my soul, it was still there, intact, shining, free to be unique and loved.
Coming to you live from a parking lot in St. Paul, Minnesota at the grocery store. It's Thursday night. We all know where I'm coming from because you know what? Whether I've been saying this, whether it's a fresh, hot, steaming pile of trauma or it's a lifetime of trauma, America, get to a drama doctor quick. Talk about alienating. We're just a lot of us stumbling through. And you know what? This is the hardest it's ever been to make friends, to feel space, to hold space, to climb out of this space. How can I want to be me when I was never properly introduced to myself? Self-awareness? The only thing I was aware of was resentment. It wasn't defined either, but it was generously applied no matter what I did from the moment you stopped denying I was conceived. Self-respect? How could I have any when you didn't have respect for me? Being seen and not heard became easier as I detached from myself, becoming withdrawn, trying not to exist. As I matured, grew older in days, who could grow without nurturing? Never mind grow up. Adolescence came, bringing some quick fix relief, filling the holes you dug with drugs, alcohol, and empty fucking sex. I hurt myself because I was only continuing what you filled me with. I came to you an empty slate. And instead of filling me with all the good you could, you just bestowed your ill legacy onto me. Now, I've been found, regardless of how it came to be. I'm here on good solid ground. I'm going to wave my magic wand, erase all that came before. It'll take a lot of work. I'll have sponsors to help, counselors too. Once the slate is brought back to restoration, never new, I will fill it with new messages. I'll take responsibility for my slate, making sure the words, images, and lessons are pure and true. I will finally learn who I am.
Mr. Lurch, you ready, my friend?
On days like this, early mornings, you'd see his shadow pass the window with a wicked saunter in the dark woods. Always seemed to grin with an intense focus, carried only by the inner demons of my very own soul. It's been a few years now, but that haunting of this has been occurring and become a focus of the depth of horror that has become life. Like the death of all things, all I started to know is dread and fear and what would finally happen if he stopped at my window. As many a day passed, he became more than a shadow. He started to whistle. This dark, haunting whistle would echo from room to room to room as he passed my house.
Hi, I'm Iron Donato, and I'm a 32-year long-term survivor who not only survived, who's not only alive, I now compassionately thrive. I am currently 64, and I am doing more than I have ever done before. The following original song will be memories of my journey, the story that has become the glory of how I slayed my demons. At the depth of every darkness, there's enlightenment to continue to fight, to do what is right, to have true insight. But we all try to win the race. We're all just one step from grace. I wonder why we give up on love when it's always within our reach. You and I, we suffered this enough, though we both try. You and I try to win the race. We're all just one step from grace.
All right. Thank you, Tenderloin, the East Coast. Thank you, LAPD, the West Coast. Thank you, Minnesota, for Central United States. Thanks, guys. We had a blast.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine all over the world.